here together from top to bottom. So what you see at the top is going to be in front versus what's at the bottom, which is going to be in the back. So if I move the display capture, for example, behind the webcam, it's now going to reveal my webcam. And now we still don't see the background, so let's move the display capture behind the background. And now that's going to hide the display capture. Resizing and relocating your sources is a great way to make sure that your scene looks exactly the way that you want it to look. So let's say we want to highlight every time somebody performs an action in the channel webcam. It's now going, and now we still don't see the background, so let's move the display capture behind the background. And now that's going to hide the display capture. Resizing and relocating your sources is a great way to make sure that your scene looks exactly the way that you want it to look. So let's say we want to highlight every time somebody performs an action in the channel, such as following, hosting, donating, or subscribing. In order to do that, we're going to add something called a widget. Talk about is the alert box, and the alert box covers hosts. So let's add that source, and we're going to label it alert box. And we're going to have a menu that's going to give us a ton of different options of the actions we want to highlight within that box. We can get a preview of what's going to happen in the alert, and we can adjust the layout as well as the sources and settings. If we want to test what each of those alerts looks like, we can click Test Widgets, and let's get an example of what the follow alert is going to look like for the viewer. So when I click the Test Follow, it's going to give me a preview of what the viewer is going to see when they follow the channel. When we click Done, it's going to show that our alert box is located right here. So we can move this, resize it, and relocate it wherever we would like on our scene. So now that we've talked about what your viewers are going to see in the scene, we're also going to talk about what your viewers are going to hear. And so we're going to look at the mixer at the bottom right here, and you're going to see a list of all of the audio inputs and outputs that are added as sources on a particular scene. To edit those sources, we can click on the settings wheel here. So what you're going to see here is a list of all of the audio outputs and inputs within your scene. For example, the desktop audio is going to capture all of the audio from your computer. So if you add music or your gameplay audio, all of that is going to be impacted by setting the volume here. Your mic and aux is your audio that is for your, so I'm the editor that's happening of current scene right here. Now all of that can be selected right here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the dashboard through Streamlabs. So when we click on the dashboard in Streamlabs OBS, it's actually going to bring us to a web browser with streamlabs.com. And this is going to bring us to our analytics. It's also going to be a place we can configure our alert box and our widgets. So even just looking at the analytics, what you're going to see here is recent donations. You're also going to see